Hello, world!
Hello, world!
I'm BackFat,
And I'm BabyBack.
and we're surviving off the fat of the back. Well, guys, in the last episode, we said we'd be back in a couple of weeks. We never expected that it would be almost an entire year, but things got crazy. I got really sick. I mean, really sick, and I had to have several surgeries throughout the last year. So I spent a lot of time in the hospital and a lot of the time at home recovering on a lot of medication. And I was not able to play games at all, much less record for most of the year. And I was very sad, and I missed Minecraft so much. So anyway, we're back now. I'm feeling better, but a lot of time has passed. During the end of my recovery there, I did come on here to get back in the swing of things, and I did a bunch of stuff. The first thing I noticed is that one of the updates completely broke my sorting system. I spent quite a lot of time working on it. I ended up fixing the problem. It's really hard to show and explain because it's just so tight in here. But this dropper elevator that puts the items from the bottom to the top was messing it up. This torch right here was powering a hopper and it blocked everything up. And it's still not working perfectly yet, but it's working better. Good enough that we can use it so that we can play. Once I get it all fixed, I think I might update the tutorial, but I think now that they've introduced observer blocks, I might have to just redesign this whole thing. We'll see. We're not sure yet. So another thing that they updated while we were gone is we no longer need to shoot ourselves in the face with a bow to get a boost while we're flying. Now we can use rockets. So we got ourselves a bunch of rockets. We'll talk more about that later. The other thing we've been working on is over here. When we first chose this seed, it's because there was an ocean monument over there. And we've started draining that. Let's go fly over there real quick, sweetheart, and show them what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, so what we got here is I went around and I outlined the whole bounding box. I went out a couple extra blocks just to be safe, plus there's some things I want to try with the water. I outlined that, and then I set up this standard Etho hopper clock with a bunch of items in it. So it'll just turn on pistons on and off. And then we stack up sand way up to the sky. And while we're doing other things, this machine will just push the sand into here, making these little grids. Once we have a grid, and I like to do these 4x4. You can do them 5x5, but I find it's a lot easier to drain them 4x4. So then we go and we drain out all the water with sponges, get down to the bottom, and we'll have ourselves a nice empty ocean monument before you know it. But this is such a long, tedious process, I like to just do it pieces at a time while I'm working on other things. And so let's go look at some of the other things. We'll talk more about the ocean monument later as we're building it up. But for now, there was a lot of things that we did while we were gone. So let's head back over to the castle, sweetheart.
Okay.
So as you may know, we have these 4 iron farms over here. These are just little villages with lots of doors that cause iron golems to spawn, and then they fall down, go into a little chamber, and get killed by lava. Well, we had only 2 of these working, and the top 2 weren't working. And the reason why is you have to have 10 villagers in each of these modules. So that's 40 villagers overall. And they needed to be spread out amongst all 4 of those modules. So the way that I started these is I just put a couple of villagers in each little holding cell down there and threw them some food and let them breed up. Well, the problem is that I got 10 in this one and 8 in this one. So there were 18 just in this bottom module. And then I had 7 over here and 6 over here. And I ended up getting 5 up here and then 2 in here. And then the village breeder up here. And down here, they all stopped breeding. None of the villagers would breed anymore. So what I did is I went through and I named all of the villagers with name tags. I named them villager. And then I went and I redistributed them. So there's 5 in each bag. Let's go over there and give it a look. Okay, so now you can see the villagers in there. Each one of these little bays on each side of them only has 5 each. It was so much trouble getting them from down here to up there and moving them all around. But as soon as I got 5 in each one, all 4 of these things started working. So now they are kicking out all kinds of iron. Right now I'm just collecting it in a bunch of chests in the ocean down there. And I think I have about 2.5 chests full. Plus I've gone and I built some beacons already. These things are just kicking out so much iron. See, look, there's a golem right now. He's gonna
I see one.
He's gonna make his way over. And so we gotta fill in these walls with something. I'm not sure if I want to do pixel art or if I just want to make them look like big tall buildings. If I just took ice and filled them all the way up, then they'd look like big office buildings. But I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. I kind of want to do some pixel art, maybe our logo or something. But
yeah, maybe our logo.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. But one of the interesting things that happened with one of the updates is that this seed now would generate different if you were to make it brand new, because they introduced things like the illagers and the woodland mansions. So even though we have an ocean monument over there, if you hop in the water over here and swim just to the other side, you'll see that we have guardians just spawning spontaneously out here in the middle of the water. This is another new ocean monument. Even though it couldn't put the blocks there because we already generated the chunks, that will make lots and lots of guardians. Look at him. He's killing a squid right now. So, I don't know. I might have to do something with that later. I might make a fish tank or something. If it messes with the witch farm, then we're going to have to drain that or something. I don't know what we're going to do there, but that's going to be interesting to mess around with. So while we're down here, let's show you some of the other work that we've done around the base. Down in the bottom here, I wanted to set up this beacon. So I decided to drain out all the water underneath our little logo platform. Let's get in there.
Ow. Ow. Why do I keep on dying? Ow.
Oh yeah, it's hard to fly. You get hurt when you hit things. So I came down here and I drained out everything underneath our logo platform. That's got the minecart elevator to get us up to our castle. And this was so hard to do. Trying to drain water in a circle like this. Up at the top, it kept trying to make new source blocks and fill in the whole thing again. I had to drain this thing 3 times to get it looking like this. It's not at all...
You don't want to fall down here.
Oh yeah, because that's where I went and I put the beacon. But if you do, you can get back to our mine shaft from down there. It's no big deal. So anyway, I really like the way that our base looks from under the water, and this is our first completely underwater feature. I'm not sure what I'm going to do down here, maybe make a farm or something. But there'll be more stuff underwater as time goes on, especially once we finish up with the ocean monument. We'll have a lot more sponges. And that won't really make any of this easier, but we'll have more sponges.
Daddy, did you hear about the new update that's coming soon?
Oh, tell me about it, sweetheart.
So instead of, well, Guardians are still gonna be underwater, but they're gonna put dolphins and other stuff.
Oh yeah,
And
like
coral.
coral? Cool.
Yeah.
I also heard that these semi-transparent blocks, like the glass that I have here and the iron, won't hold the water back anymore. So this whole thing might fall apart when we get this update, the ocean update. So we'll see how that goes when it happens, and we'll deal with it then. But I can't wait, since we're doing an ocean themed base. I can't wait. I want to get some dolphins. That's going to be cool.
Me too. Me too.
All right. So since we have rockets to deal with now, we need lots and lots of what?
Paper.
That's right.
And gunpowder.
That's also right. So over here underneath the farm, the sheep are right up here. And this right above here is where the cows and pig farms are. I made some quick little sugarcane farms because we need lots and lots of paper. I just looked up the quickest little design that I could find. It's just an observer block powering a row of redstone, which will set off these pistons. So anytime that one grows to 3 high, it'll break them all off. It'll pick them up in these hoppers. Mostly, sometimes it misses some, but you know, this thing is just automatic. It runs all the time. So we're going to have plenty of paper. I'll probably rebuild these later, make a big stack of them or something more complex as time goes on. But I wanted to get something generating as much paper as we could, as quick as we could. And these are working pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the other thing we needed for rockets, sweetheart?
Gunpowder.
Well, where would we get gunpowder at?
From creepers.
And where can we get creepers at?
The monster farm.
Alright, let's head over to the monster farm and see what I did there. Alright guys, so here we are up at the monster trap. This is that simple little monster trap that I built a long time ago. It's just a bunch of platforms that are covered, so they're always in darkness. And it has another one of those etho hopper clocks that distributes water randomly on the layers up, and it just pushes them into this glass collection tray. You can see they all get funneled down into the bottom. And down there I used to just kick the spiders out. But in one of the updates before we stopped playing, the creepers started getting jammed up in this mob elevator here. They wouldn't go up anymore. And that's because they made the hitbox for the creepers a little bit shorter. So what I did is I went down there and I replaced some of the glass box with trapdoors, which makes it so that there's just enough room that the creepers can fall out. Every so often one will get pushed through and make his way down to the end here, so I went down there and put a trapdoor as well. So all the creepers fall out, land on these platforms down there, and all of their drops get collected in a whole bunch of chests way down there. I need to automate this whole system, make a good collection system. But I'm not sure what I want to do here yet. I don't want this to be my XP farm. And when I make it so it's no longer an XP farm, I'll do the item collection then. So let's see if I can fly around real quick and give you just a brief look of what I did underneath. Let's go for a ride. So you can see creepers as well as spiders fall out of there now. And they fall from right here as well. Let's go back up. Oh, wait.
How was your view?
It's pretty good. I'm not done yet. See, it's all getting collected here. And it all goes into those chests right there. Coming in hot. Oh, that hurt.
How was your view, Daddy?
That was a pretty good view. I think they could see what I was talking about. So anyway, this thing is getting us tons of gunpowder. It's all getting collected in those chests down there. We got paper getting collected. I've been using this thing to get villagers. I've been purifying villagers. And while I was at it, fixing up the iron farms down there and getting villagers, I found a really special villager, and I took him back over to the castle. Let's head over there and give him a look, sweetheart.
Okay.
Okay, so for every villager that I put into the iron farm, I'd check his trades and see if he had anything good. And one of the last villagers that I got was a librarian. I don't know what he keeps looking at. I had him over inside our sorting system, and he would walk around and look at all the chests and items. And he just seems like he really wants back in there. But this guy has a mending book for 10 emeralds, as well as 32, a half a stack of paper for an emerald. That's not too bad. So I mean, the books, that's not good either. But as far as getting a mending book, that is just about one of the best trades you can get. He's one of the best villagers. So I named him Jenkins after one of the characters in the TV show The Librarians. And when we get other villagers who are librarians with good trades, we'll name them after other characters from that show. And we'll give them a nice library to live in. And that's where we'll do our trading with them. Okay, there's one more major thing that I worked on. That both of us worked on this. This really took a lot of work from both of us. We both died several times.
Yep.
And it's still not done yet, but let's go into the Nether. So when we first came into the Nether, we ended up at a Nether fortress. And we pillared up into the roof of the Nether. We're up in the ceiling, up high. If you just go up about 10 blocks, that's bedrock up there. We like this area because it's fairly easy to tunnel through. You're normally not floating above stuff, and there's plenty of this stuff. I kind of like that stuff, especially with the redstone. So, we made a new path here. Go ahead and go down. We made a new little area. This is the Nether Fortress where we first came in. And I was running around looking for withers because I wanted to get some more wither skulls. And I noticed a blaze spawner. And so I blocked it all off and got it all lit up so that they weren't spawning. And then I came down and I came around the hallway and I wasn't too far away and I noticed another blaze spawner. So I blocked it all off too. We cleared out all the Nether fortress around here. There was so much stuff around here. Getting shot at by ghasts, falling into lava.
Yes!
It was crazy.
Yeah.
But what we ended up finding out is that both of these, if you stand right here or on these blocks up here, you'll activate both spawners at the exact same time. And they came up with this new way of setting up the spawners. You just trick them into looking for a solid block. They spawn over glass and they're like, ooh, I want to stand on a solid block. And they see all these blocks around them. And then they see these trapdoors, and they think the trapdoors are closed. So they think that they can get through the trapdoors to the solid blocks, and then they fall into this little hole. Once they're in that hole, they're kind of getting confused and jammed up around here. I gotta play with this a little bit. Maybe a slime block to push them or something. But then eventually they'll funnel down in here. And they'll come down to here, and they just build up. There's so many of them. And now the only thing is we need to put it in a little softener for them to get them nice and weak so that they're one hit. But so far, this is a pretty good blaze farm. It's gotten us enough blaze rods to easily take care of any brewing that we're going to do. From now on, we can probably just start using blaze rods to do all of our smelting and our cooking. Um, and once we get this thing going faster, we won't ever need the monster farm for XP again. Plus, if we make the Ocean Monument farm XP grindable, then that one's supposed to be really fast as well. So that's about it for the Blaze farm. It's pretty good. We need to make it a little bit faster, and we need to go and tear down. Yeah, so you can see there's spawns right there. There's a skeleton. We slabbed a lot of this stuff, but we're not done yet. There's a lot of Nether Fortress to either slab or take out. And what I think we're gonna do is take out most of it. Just tear it down, remove it completely, and then maybe also build a Wither skeleton farm as well. But that's all for a later date. Let's head back to the castle, sweetheart.
Okay. That was a rough day.
Yeah, that was a rough, long day. Well,
I know, it's funny.
Yeah. So what were you saying about the walls here? We went up a little bit. This is at cloud level now. This is going to be the next part up. And then from here up, we'll probably kind of make a negative floor. Just steps or something.
So,
I don't want my head to be in the clouds, so we're going to skip the clouds part. So what were you saying, sweetheart?
So, you know how a Minecraft square goes?
Yeah.
It's a fancy square because the corners of the square goes out like a circle.
That's right, it kind of curves around, so it's not just a straight square.
And if I do this right, I can fly. If I do this right...
Come up a little higher, you're on stairs, that makes it harder.
Oh.
That's right.
But that was my lucky block.
Okay.
If I do this right, I can do this and give you a view. Ah!
Here, I'll go too.
Ow! Ow, 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 ow. Ow.
Did you get hurt?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah. So as you can see, it's not just a big straight square, but it kind of gets round on the edges.
I'll be back soon. So if you can see from my view, let me just go up a little higher. From my view, you can see that it's perfect. Ah! Ow. Ow.
You okay? Bonk your head?
Yeah, yes, a lot.
You stub your shin?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so the shape will probably change a little bit. I don't like it going completely straight up, although it is kind of growing on me. But as you see around the edges here, it kind of curves out a little bit. I think we might do another curve in or curve back out. But I think once we get up to this next level, we're going to go out a little bit further before we go up to towers. And there will be a section right where the clouds are where there'll be only stairs that we won't really use for anything, because I don't really like it when you're standing in your house and a cloud comes flying through. So that'll be kind of like negative space there, just where the clouds are. And then the rest of the castle will go around that. But we got plenty of room to build up here. We need to make bedrooms. I need another roof. I keep sleeping here and waking up and there's rain in my bed and my bed's wet. And I don't like it.
Mine too.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, it's really good to be back. It was such a rough year for us. I wasn't sure I was going to make it for times, and surgery is hard on a person. And I really missed you guys, and Minecraft, playing the Minecraft, the things that I did without you. I'm sorry I did so much, but Minecraft really helped me recover, and it's really good to be back. So if you guys are excited and you liked the episode, please leave us a comment.
And like.
And make sure to subscribe if you want to see some more videos. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.